We are ready. We are the Mad Scientists. And hello, I'm Mad Frankie. And this is Violet Igar. Nee. There you go.
There we go. I don't know how
There
we
we
get that. I just don't know how we get that done. Hi everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thumbs
Well,
up
we
would be wonderful. We appreciate you all being here. Hi Liz. You're always the first. You're the greeter at the door. And there's Candy and there's Mariah and there's
I'm
Ann.
I
Hi
can be
Ann.
Anne. Hello, everybody. Well, today I have some interesting things to show you. The first of which has a link to this book. Now I'm going to move that up so I can open up the book. Oh, I need to dismiss you, dear.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So
See
there's
you later.
some light reflection, but I can't help that.
Yeah.
This is a lovely, lovely book. It's by Angie Hughes. Stitch paper, stitch cloth, paper and paint. And it's got some lovely things in it. Really nice stuff. Beautiful things here and there. And I was sort of glancing through it, you know how you do, and you go, yeah, that's nice, yeah, okay, yeah. And I got to one point about here, and I started to get interested in a deeper way. I like the look of that. I'm not keen on the flowers or the green so much, but I do like the little thing that does something. And it turns out that it's really quite simple. At the back, there's a template. Let me find the template for you. There we are, template. This is it for the Sunflower Book Wrap project. And it's quite simple, so I cut one out, more or less. Not quite the same. I ran out of paper, so mine's not quite the same. But it's got its notch and it's got its tab and it's folded in the same sort of way.
And
Like
keep
that.
in mind when you're dealing with the white paper that it looks better on a dark background for us to see it well.
There you
There,
go.
there you go.
There you go, you see? So that folds over, that folds under and slides through there, and you have a button or some such for it to slide through as well. And it's blooming awkward when it's not quite wide enough. So that was the first template to show, right? So
Okay,
I
well,
like that idea.
Anne has a question to go back to the original one, Angie Hughes, not Ann Hughes. To go back to your picture of the original one,
Yeah.
Anne asks, is it made with felted wool? I don't know if that one is or not.
I wasn't really paying attention to what it was made with.
No, I
Uh,
think it's just a
no, she put some sort of pasty stuff on.
yeah.
I mean, she put some interfacing on, and she does sewing. I am not going to do sewing. I'm not going to use interfacing.
Right.
I just like the template, and I'm going to go with the template, you see?
Yep.
So she's put interfacing on and fusible web and all this crumpled up dressmaker's tissue and all these different things. And she sews things, and I'm not bothered. If you want to do something like that, and it is a really glorious end product, just not what I wanted. That's the end piece.
But the structure is what you really like. The
Structure is what I liked.
yeah.
Yeah, the mechanics of it.
Yes. Okay.
So there's that, which I'll be showing you how I've gone on with in a minute. And I also love this book, Experimental Textiles by Kim Thitichai. It's lovely. It's got some absolutely fabulous things in. Now, most of these, they're for people who do things with fabric, different textiles, and sewing. I don't do things like that, but I do like using different textiles and different materials. I mean, she's the one that got me into using Tyvek in the first place. This is just marvelous. Isn't that wonderful? It's amazing. It's heavily beaded and machine stitched Seahorse by Nikki Parmenter. Fabulous thing. Lots of things, talking about different things. This is a hardback sketchbook painted with Procient dye powder and water. Fabulous. Oh, there's an artichoke. That's what I've got outside. Globe artichoke. Mine's looking just like that.
We need to get you some better cough medicine. Ha ha ha.
I haven't been given any. All I've got is the Ventolin.
Well, I was thinking like what P has.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, please. When I had the gin, it was fine. I like this black and white sort of thing.
I do.
This was lovely. And this is one of those concertina books like Mariah and Patricia were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I do like concertina books very much. I do also like things like that, where you take a huge bit of design and cut squares and cut another square of another design and just put them together on a page. They're lovely. Lovely. So there's lots of things in here. I borrowed this from the library about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I couldn't afford it at the time. But at least it meant that when one came up that was more affordable, I knew I wanted it because it already looked.
We'll have to repeat the name and the author.
Yeah, it's Experimental Textiles by Kim Thitichai. You can find a little bit of Kim Thitichai on YouTube. I think she mostly does things for some of those televised craft shows where they interview her and ask her about things. Very well respected. It's what does it say about it here? No, there's something in the front somewhere that said. See, I've also got the previous book, Hot Textiles, that she did.
Yes.
I think that's the one with more about Tyvek in it.
I think I may have that one, the hot textile one.
Uh-huh. I don't know if I've got it down here. No, I haven't. It will be upstairs. I sit and read them at the dead of night when I'm trying to get to sleep. Isn't that lovely?
That's just lovely. Yeah.
Stunning. There's a bigger thing of that somewhere. We'll get to it in a minute. I like things like this, like squares, little rectangles with different layers and different. It's like doing ATCs and then using them all on one canvas.
Well, it's like creating a quilt.
That too, yeah. Fans. You can make fans. Ground Zero. Oh, yes. From 9/11. Yes, very good.
So these are not all Kim.
Oh, they're not all hers. These are
Right.
things she's either been inspired by or absolutely adores, and she put them all in a book.
Right.
That was what she said. I like the things like this because it looks like it's been rescued from a rubbish tip from Elizabethan times, you know? Doesn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous.
Many, 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 many years ago, I visited northern Wisconsin up by Lake Superior. I have family up there, and they had a lot of the paper birch trees. My uncle sent me home with a bunch of logs one year, and I peeled the paper bark to such a thinness, and then I created a little vest.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I sewed it. No, there's that was like many, 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 many moons ago, my other life. But it was lovely. It came out really nice. I was surprised I could do it, but I was determined. That bodice piece that you just showed a few pages back, it reminded me of it. Although mine was like I said, white birch.
Yeah.
Made me think of it.
Body dress.
Huh.
Yeah. I like that as well, where you've got sort of deliberately frayed bits.
Yep.
And how they managed to keep it together, I don't know, but lovely. And then done in little cuts like this. Well, fabulous. Fabulous. And there's a close-up of it. There you can see what's been stitched and what hasn't. Well, I suppose you can if you know what you're looking for.
Well, there's inspiration, there's ideas and inspiration here, not just for technique, but for colors too. Like,
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could have two stencils and cut them out, and then put the two together, one with the blue and one with some green, and put the green behind it,
Yep.
and then cut the shape out of the base material that you want to use, and put one behind and one in front.
Yep.
And then you've got something like that. But it looks to me like this has actually been cut in the canvas and threaded, de-threaded a bit so that it goes like that. So, yeah. But I mean, it gives you ideas about what you could do with something else to make a similar sort of shape, or something with as much interest, You just take what you know and turn it into what you want.
Yep.
Using something like this as a guide, as a first stepping stone. I do like things like that as well. Linear things. Shoreline, this is called. That's lovely, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And look at that. How impractical.
And I love that. I could see Sharon doing this with moss from the woods when she goes hiking. I don't know how well it will do that, but
this is Ring Casket by Carol Coleman, and it's free machining embroidered cling film, decorated with freshwater pearls and crystals, and embellished with machine embroidered lace. I mean, wow! It looks so delicate. And this is called Gormenghast by the same person. Constructed from thermoplastic foam, machine embroidered lace, and machine stitch with added bead embellishment.
I'm gonna put a name in. Well, keep going. I'm sorry.
Carol Coleman. And this, I love this. This is wonderful. Wendy Dolan, Changing Landscape. The vessel is layered with hand-dyed cotton fabrics and decorated with free machine embroidery and hand stitch to depict a local scene. It's 8 foot tall. Good God.
Wow.
8 foot tall. I mean, I thought it was sort of that big, but no, 8 foot tall. Wow. That's amazing. She's exhibited widely in the UK and is a member of the Society of Designer Craftsmen and the Sussex Guild of Contemporary Designer Makers. Ooh. She used Pelmet Violin in this one. Wow. I don't think we can get hold of that anymore. Here we get more. Physalis Flower Spray by Claire Muir. I quite like that with the maps as well. Brighton Bell by Mary Drew. But this is so delicate and beautiful.
Okay, I need to interrupt. I'm going to post a link to a Meredith Woolnough. I'm not sure how to say her last name. She is a fiber artist and she stitches. Everyone needs to go see her. I've been following her for years and I've got 2 courses with her I've got to finish. So there's that. There's the link and there's the name. This has got me. This book I love this book. I've got to get it. And the other thing is Mariah says, Fran, I have questions regarding the spaceships if you are good with chatting here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be talking about them in a bit, but yes, sure. Can we talk about them when we get to them? Would that be all right?
Yeah, she's at her keyboard now, so yeah. So continue on. I'm sorry. Continue on. You had.
I love that. Isn't that marvelous? That's like me bubbling up Tyvek and then wondering what to do with it, and it's so lovely. I don't want to hide it in anything, but look, this displays these little pieces beautifully. That would be lovely.
on a stick, no less. That would have been beautiful with your money pennies, with your
Yeah,
honest. Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah,
could have, you showed me those, your honesty plant, those little coins. And I was
yeah.
actually, I love to draw and paint on tea bags.
Yeah,
And I was thinking, oh, if I had some of those, I would draw and paint on those.
yeah. They are extremely delicate though. So I mean, if you put acrylic paints on, if you do the casings, they're not so beautiful. So you're not sort of losing these are the moon pennies, and they're shimmery and shiny like mother of pearl. They're gorgeous. I wouldn't want to destroy that. But the casings aren't as fabulous as that. They're slightly dusty looking. Here we are. I've got it right in front of me. Just let me grab it. Ugh. Knees locking together. Here we
Candy,
are. There's the
thing I
casings.
do is check my local library to see if they have the books in digital format before I purchase them that way, or I take them out of the library. See, I could paint on those. I love
Yeah.
little.
Once you put acrylic paint on there, if you put a base coat of acrylic paint on there, it's going to make it much tougher, less likely to crack and fall apart.
Right.
Whereas that so shiny and beautiful, I wouldn't want to destroy
Yeah.
the
I
mother of pearl effect on that. But this hasn't got that. This is the outer casing. You get one each side of there, so you get more of those than you do the moon pennies. So there's plenty there. There's Lieve Beckart who does painting on tea bags, and she is excellent. I could not possibly emulate how
you'll
good
have
she is.
to you'll have to send
Wonderful.
me a link for her later, or spell the name better.
Lieve, I think, or it might be Leive.
Yeah, we'll talk
Beck.
about it later.
Yep, she's in Facebook, so I keep seeing her come up on my feed every so often. I'll
Okay.
find one and I'll tell you. Now this is by Kim Thitichai herself. Small strata and soft remembered hills. These are vessels. Painted bonderweb applied to pelmet violin, decorated with embossing powder, seeds, and three-dimensional medium. So it's sort of, she starts by sewing something together and then starts putting modeling paste on it and stuff, and seed beads, and so it's in our sort of area, you know.
Yeah, I want to see how they did that. Where's the
Yeah,
video?
don't take it here. They
Oh,
give you a
wow.
bit of detail. Pitcher plants, Sarracenia. That's fabulous. Look at the texture in the leaf of that one, and the different. I mean, you don't have to stick to the natural sort of looking things. You can go mad with things like this. I love that kind of idea. And this is gorgeous. Look at that. So intense. Look, look. You could use bees.
Bring it up
Detail
close.
this hive.
Bring it up closer. I want it close up. I want close up. Yeah. Oh, look at. Oh, wow.
That's
Oh. Nikki Parman. Okay.
See.
Look at the detail and look at the bees.
Just think, you could use the bees from Mariah's stencil, and you
Yes.
could do a similar sort of idea. You don't. It doesn't have to be as stitched. And I mean, you imagine a bee like that would probably take me. Oh gosh. Well, if I knew what I was doing, it'd probably take me at least a day to do one bee. So you imagine how long something like that must take to do. Absolutely ages. But you could get a nice effect with stencil bees. You don't have to use them as stencils. Once you've used them for a bit and they're nicely coloured with lovely different speckles of paint from different pools, you could use them in something like that. I think that's brilliant. We will go on to this idea soon. I love this. Look at all the different look you can get from the same idea. Fabulous.
Okay, back up again.
I will. I didn't want you to use it. I mean, 4 different ideas, different looks with the same basic premise. Wonderful. Just wonderful. See, this piece, this one here is inspired by Jenny Joseph's poem Warning, with this line: "When I'm an old woman, I shall wear purple." Yeah, well, there we are. I've got to that point in my life, and I'm very happy wearing lots of purple. Tassels. Can have fun with things like that, with different strands of everything. Inspiration and where to find it. Well, it's everywhere. It's just a question of looking at something and then thinking, what could you do with that kind of pattern or that color? You know, it's just noticing what's around you, really.
Yep.
Loads of things, loads of stuff in here. Entertaining the Dog by Judy Martin. Woof, woof, woof. Lovely.
Back the camera up a little bit more, just a tad bit more. Oh. There you go. There you go. That's good.
Let me go back to that page then, so you can see that properly.
Yeah, I like that.
I love the loose floppiness of the dog, the ephemeral nature in, because they're so fast you can't get them to sit still for long enough to paint. Not a lot left now. I love this one. This one is wonderful. This is Angie Hughes. And this, imagine the time it would have taken to do this. It's massive. I don't know what it is. Does it say anything about what it is? Malvern Hills. Oh, she's in Malvern. Right, okay. Unfolding Word and Shroud. This is Wake Up, I think. If this was called Wake Up, that's a detail of it. It's inspired by a poem written by Mark Stevenson. It's about the town of Ledbury and all the characters therein.
Okay, Jasper, come back for the replay if you can. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, we haven't got to the interesting bit yet. Sorry. Thanks for popping in, though. Drawing. I mean, these are lovely things. Just lovely. Absolutely wonderful. You really ought to have a look at this book. I mean, it's quite one of my favorites, this one. Kim Thittichai has a mind that goes off at different angles. It's wonderful. Lovely. Well, to get back to the template we had here, right? I decided I wanted to make one. So I started with a template to see how to do it. And of course, I didn't have enough. This was out of a notepad, so I didn't have enough paper to get a long enough bit there. So I made another one in black card, which may be a little hard to see unless we go over here. And I show it to you on the white background. Yes, that's better, isn't it? So you can see that I've got the same idea. I've got the notched piece over here, and I've got the notch here. And on this one, I can go in there like that. And then that has to go underneath the button so that it becomes secure. Right, there we are. And the button is made of pieces of card, white card, not this, slightly stiffer than that, using a hole punch. So I used this punch, which, does it say what size it is? No, it doesn't. But no, I happen to have either. I do happen to have some rulers, so let's measure it and see what it says. It is 3/4 of an inch, otherwise known as centimeters. 2 centimeters, 3/4 of an inch. Hi, so I put pieces of card together, and I used a piece of copper wire threaded through, and I cut 4 pieces of plastic from I cut a piece of plastic from this fruit punnet and cut it into 4 pieces, small pieces, and used it on the back, right? So so that, because otherwise the wire will pull on the card and just weaken it so that it just tears. We don't want that to happen. And with this one, I also cut some other pieces of card. I don't know if you can actually see there. Can you see that? Yep. I made a little sort of stand for it, like a stem.
Like a shank.
Like that. You see, it's longer than it is wide. So that and it goes either side of the hole, so that the holes go either, the copper wire goes either side of that shank. So the shank is there to guide this into place, right? When you slide it through. So this is not particular. I mean, it's only that Astro Brights, the black card
yeah.
I often gel printing, and it's not that sturdy, but I folded this end up to create pockets here.
Move over to the white background so we can, yeah, there you go. There you go. And let me interject. Liz says, I could see one and felt like Anne mentioned. Carla says, oh, I'm back. I have to interject even if I'm behind. There is an ad on Facebook that pretends to be about recycling socks. It's actually a political ad. However, Fran's book gave me an idea. I don't see the connection, but cool.
Well, yeah. Our minds are strange things, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I'm going to reinforce this with some more card. So I'm going to cut myself another one. I'm not going to fold it up again to create the pockets. I've got pockets now. I'm just going to create another one. So I will use I had a pencil a moment ago. There we are.
And you're way off camera now.
Yeah, because I moved over here, didn't I?
Yep. Don't cut off.
I will move that because I finished it.
So here's the thing. Anne says, I am contemplating one in wool. We'll let you know. And she would like to know, would you be willing or able to share your template?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's just, there we go. I'm going to draw a line there.
Go with it, Carla. Go with that idea. I want to see what you come up with.
I mean, you could take a screen print of that, and that's the, let me just, you see that?
Off camera. Okay. I can get a screen print and post it in Makers, but actually,
I mean, it does not matter what dimensions it has.
Yeah, that's personal preference.
Make any size you like. I mean, this one is bigger than this one, as you can see. See? It's bigger. So it doesn't matter. Yeah? Doesn't matter. All you've got to remember is that this is the back of your book. This is the front when it's folded over like that. There's the spine. So you've got a little spine holding up there. Yeah? And you've got another spine that side. And when these two are intertwined like that, and this is pulled through properly, and this overlaps on this piece to make something the same size as that. So it's just what I did was I didn't cut the notch immediately. I started by outlining that, cutting that and everything else. Didn't cut this notch until after I'd folded it to where I wanted it. And then I could decide where the notch needed to be. Because what I did was I just put the two together like that, decided where it was going to go. So I needed the spines to be straight. So I just made a little mark where I needed the notch to be. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I could make a line there and a little notch there, and then take that away and draw the notch. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Decide I want it there. Make a little mark. Make another little mark. Draw them together. Make a notch. There you go. You can make a wider notch to make it easier to do it. Does not matter because you're going to be securing it with the button, and there's going to be something tied around the button, around the whole of the thing. Remember in the original book, she had something tied around it. I mean, you don't really need the notch. You can just put that through like that. You don't need the notch. But that's a bit, you know, springy. That's why you have something to tie around it. So you don't actually need the notch at all. It would be easier without the notch. So I'm looking at that, and I'm going to make another piece like that to go with it. We've got that. So now all I've got to do is cut that. And then you can start thinking about embellishing. I mean, I started thinking about embellishing before I got this far. So to undo the embellishing and go back to reinforcing, I would put some stiffish card in the channel where the spines are going to go. I would put something quite stiff there, because that's going to be what's hinging and moving. One way that we often do, Violet and I, is to use some Tyvek. Put Tyvek there, fold your pockets up and everything.
Yep.
So the Tyvek is reinforcing this area because it does not cut so easy, and it doesn't fray or break, and it's quite strong. I've used it many times. So there we have the piece the right length, and I could stick that down now, but I've got that on there, so I would be sticking it down this side, except I've got pockets here. So you really need to do this before you start playing with that. So my idea is to put it there. This is not stuck down, it's only secured with that metal.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you about that.
It's only held there by the copper wire.
That is, you did use the little piece of acetate, right?
Yep, that's glued down. There's nothing on the other side.
Do you need to mute and have a good cough?
Just a minute. Just let me get this straightened up and I'll show you.
Oh, I'll hold.
So I can now take that off. See? So now you can see the structure. Okay. So now I've got access to this side, and I can put this, glue it down on there, which is what I will do. So yes, I think I would like a break for a moment. I'll blame us. I'm going to get another cup of tea, keep my throat moistened.
So I guess it's on me. You ready? I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, you ready?
I guess I'm going to do a little reading. Fran pointed me in a direction, so I'm going to read a little bit and keep you guys. We're going to call this intermission, so she can go cough, and I'm going to read The Tale of Tom Kitten by Beatrix Potter. Once upon a time, there were 3 little kittens, and their names were Mitten, Tom Kitten, and Moppet. They had dear little fur coats of their own, and they tumbled about the doorstep and played in the dust. But one day their mother, Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit, expected friends to tea, so she fetched the kittens indoors to wash and dress them before the fine company arrived. First, she scrubbed their faces. And there's a visual here. This one is Moppet. Sorry, I can't figure out how to show you the visuals. Then she brushed their fur. This one is Mittens. Then she combed their tails and whiskers. This is Tom Kitten. Tom was very naughty, and he scratched. Mrs. Tabitha dressed Moppet and Mittens in clean pinafores and tuckers, and then she took all sorts of elegant, uncomfortable clothes out of a chest of drawers in order to dress up her son, Thomas. And I'll just take a break here and say, if y'all want to go get a drink or mute or whatever you need to do, now's the time to do it. Tom Kitten was very fat, and he had grown. Several buttons burst off. His mother sewed them on again. When the 3 kittens were ready, Mrs. Tabitha unwisely turned them out into the garden to be out of the way while she made hot buttered toast. Now keep your frocks clean, children. You must walk on your hind legs. Keep away from the dirty ash pit and from Sally Henny Penny and from the pigsty and the puddle ducks. Moppet and Mittens walked down the garden path unsteadily. Presently they trod upon their pinafores and fell on their noses. When they stood up, there were several green smears. "Let us climb up the rockery and sit on the garden wall," said Moppet. They turned their pinafores back to front and went up with a skip and a jump. Moppet's white tucker fell down into the road. Tom Kitten was quite unable to jump when walking upon his hind legs in trousers. He came up the rockery by degrees, breaking the ferns and shedding buttons right and left. He was all in pieces when he reached the top of the wall. Moppet and Mittens tried to pull him together. His hat fell off, and the rest of his buttons burst. While they were in difficulties, there was a pit-pat, paddle-pat, and the 3 puddle ducks came along the hard high road, marching one behind the other and doing the goose step. Pit-pat, paddle-pat, pit-pat, waddle-pat. They stopped and stood in a row and stared up at the kittens. They had very small eyes and looked surprised. Then the 2 duck birds, Rebecca and Jemima Puddle Ducks, picked up the hat and tucker and put them on. Mittens laughed so that she fell off the wall. Moppet and Tom descended after her. The pinafores and all the rest of Tom's clothes came off on the way down. "Come, Mr. Drake Puddle Duck," said Moppet. "Come and help us to dress him. Come and button up Tom." Mr. Drake Puddle Duck advanced in a slow sideways manner and picked up the various articles, but he put them on himself. They fitted him even worse than Tom Kitten. "It's a very fine morning," said Mr. Drake Puddle Duck, and he and Jemima and Rebecca Puddle Duck set off up the road, keeping step, pit-pat, paddle-pat, pit-pat, waddle-pat. Then Tabitha Twitchit came down the garden and found her kittens on the wall with no clothes on. She pulled them off the wall, smacked them, and took them back to the house. "My friends will arrive in a minute, and you are not fit to be seen. I am affronted," said Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit. She sent them upstairs, and I am sorry to say she told her friends that they were in bed with the measles, which was not true. Pause. Is Fran not back yet? Yes, she went. Fran is okay. She went
Yeah.
off. There she is.
Yeah.
She went off to have a little cough and get some fresh tea.
Yep. Done that. I'm now doing a bit of gluing while I'm listening to your story.
Okay, well, intermission is over. Come back on. Get me off of here.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Right.
There you go.
Just gluing. That's all I'm doing. It's nothing huge or anything.
Oh,
Just
don't
wanted to get glued. Yeah, I'll try not to do anything with the cup.
You're too zoomed in again.
Am I? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it makes it awkward for us to see. There you go. There's that. Yeah. Well, see, what happened is last night Fran didn't want to go to bed. She couldn't sleep. So 3 o'clock in the morning, she and I are on here playing, and her morning, not mine. And she had
Only one idiot here.
we don't say that word. Only one sleeper. She just couldn't sleep. So I said, "You want to play? You want me to come join you?" "Yes, please." The next thing I know, she's masking up. She wanted to do something with the silhouette, and she couldn't figure it out. And I had to show her how to do it. And so she had to mask up and cover up and go into that room where the white mold is. And she did wear a mask. I was with her, but I still felt uncomfortable. I still think she shouldn't go in there at all. So anyway, now today she's coughing. So she I don't know. I worry about you, dear.
Yeah, it's not great. Well, so that's that. I've got that all set down. Now there's one other thing I want to do. I'm going to cut this piece out, and then we'll get onto the bit with the ships.
Okay, if Mariah heard that. So just a few more minutes and then we'll get over to the spaceships.
Yep. Well, not be
Hi,
long.
Trish. And Paula made it. She was worried about you.
Oh, hi, Paula. Thank you. Just going to cut this across here. I might do another layer to give it a bit more sturdiness. But now all I've got to do is cut out those two notches. One here and one here. But when we got that done, I thought I was going to put some nice bit of copper on the top. A little bit more. A little bit more. You see?
Isn't that
so
beautiful?
I know it will fit because I've already had it round there, but now it's got the second piece. And before I put it down, stick it down or anything like that, I'm going to do some
Mark
stamping. Yeah, mark making. I'm thinking probably something like this one. So I might do that. I think that's that one. I like these sort of slightly randomy ones. Or maybe that. These two possibly. And do some marks on here with it. Or I can use my very favourite, which is the dandelion. I might use the dandelion as well.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while we're thinking about that, just want to see and check how the potion has worked on the copper.
Yep.
Let's see what we've got left in here, if there's anything left at all. I think we need some more salt.
I think more salt and vinegar. I think the chips have been used up. So fresh crisps, maybe.
I don't think that could be fresh crisp, but unfortunately, I haven't got any more crisps at the moment. He's eaten all of them.
Ian.
Yeah, terrible, isn't it? So I'm going to put some salt on that. And I'll lay a couple of pieces on
Paula,
top.
boy, do I know that. I haven't been able to jump on the trampoline in a long time. And when I used to do it, I jumped once or twice, run in, go to the bathroom, and then come back, and then I could play some more. Yes, she has malt vinegar in there, Julie. Hi, Evie. Yes, there's
started some bits there, but there's less than there was last week, so I'm leaving it proud of the surface so much. So I don't want it in the vinegar so much. So just want a little bit on there. So we'll see what happens with that. You can always add more. It's a bit difficult to take it away.
Okay, so Mariah's been extremely patient. Mariah's been, sweetheart, being so patient. So if you wanna,
yep, spaceship time. Time for spaceships.
Time for spaceships.
Finger. So let's remove this for the moment. So that's that project. Just wanted to show you what I had been doing. So the other thing I was going to do was put this around it. Mentioned that it's going to go around it. So I'm going to use that stencil around that one.
Yep.
So it's going to go from there and it's going to go around like that. So it will go like that. Okay. So you'll see it on both sides.
Yep.
So that's the end of that one. Right. I nearly forgot that. So I cut my spaceships.
This is what we were working on till all hours of the morning.
Mariah has a version of these. I don't know what she wants to ask. Probably, why on earth did you do that? And I've made them in bigger. So that one I'm not so bothered about at the moment, but I do like it. Quite one of my favourite looks to it. And I did it bigger as well. So I've got a bigger one of these. All right. And I was thinking, you know, I mean, I've used the Sparrowhawk in various prints, but I haven't really used these. So it's about time to use these. Plus, I was thinking, you know, it's such a lovely shape, and I was still on this vibe.
Yep.
And I was thinking, why not make a book with it? So that is what I did. Started it anyway. So we've got this part of the spaceship attached with a hinge here, and I put another piece down. It's just white, but it's going to have different textures on it. And the idea is you could use this after you've been using it as a stencil, and you've got this lovely pattern thing that you don't want to use anymore because it's so nice, like I have with this one.
Yes.
And some of the urchins and, you know, and Froza was using these things in other ways. And I thought, why not do this? So you could use one that's been printed, so it's got nice texture on it. And you could put another texture underneath, either a plain or a mottled background or something with, you could even use smaller versions of the spaceship if you had that. I'm imagining that Mariah would put smaller versions available, so you could use them underneath or on the back. I just cut the same shape, basic shape as the back. Right? I just love that. And then inside, I created this little, using the same tab idea as before, for creating the book. So we've got the hinge there, and we've got a hinge here, creating a side. So you've got, you know, that many books, pages, I mean, that many signatures to go in. That would make your piece that's full of your notes and what you want to talk about and your little secret memories or whatever it is you want to put in there. Recipes, perhaps, little simple recipes. Could do anything. And there's the front cover. It would become part of this because that would be the pattern decorated thing with that as the underneath. So I was thinking to put some sort of texture through these areas.
Okay,
so that's what I'm thinking with that.
Mariah has questions.
Okay.
Do you want the windows cut out or do you want the lines with the breaks?
Oh, it's got to be one or the other, is it?
Well, let's go back. I think what she's talking about. Remember the other one. The other one, the top one. Yes, bring that one forward. And
like that. Like that, because they're sort of panes to look out of, observation tower type thing.
You want those cut out.
Yeah.
Is that where you were referring to, Mariah?
Yeah, 3. Yes. So one set of the 3 different designs, do you mean, or 3 different sizes of each design? She said they were thinking. Mariah said they were thinking of simply a set of 3.
Yes, of the 3. So the 3 right there in front of you. Move your booklet out of the way because we can't see everything. And then zoom back because you're off camera. Yeah, you're too close. There you go. There you go. So those,
because the other one we've got is the Sparrowhawk, isn't it? Where have I put the Sparrowhawk? Have I got?
That's the one. That's the third piece. So that's what she's talking about. The 3 styles. That's the third piece.
That's not quite correct because I've used that one when I was stamping, but yes, that design. I didn't do any adjustment to that.
The other thing is the triangles and the circle windows. So just as you see it there, Mariah, the the bottom left, that's how she wants it. The right side, that's how she wants it. And the Sparrowhawk, I think, yeah, there's a little revision there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there? So those two, the two white ones, are exactly the way you want them. And actually, what we worked on last night in the Silhouette software was instead of them
Creating a line.
instead of them coming out on the square, she wanted to fussy cut around the thing. So I had to show her how to do that in Silhouette, which is why you see a border around the entire thing. Does that make sense,
Yeah.
Mariah?
Yeah. That's why there's a border around it, because I'm some people have a similar problem to me with cutting things like that with arthritis. So it was great to be able to get the Silhouette to cut the outline. I think you have a way of doing that. So you can either cut the have the outline, have the three ships together, you know, 1, 2, 3 on one sheet, or you can have or you could have them cut out so that they cut out of whatever sheet you put there.
Like the mask.
So yeah, so you sort of the reverse, isn't it? So it's either stencil or mask.
Okay, she's going to talk with Brad. So let me ask you this. The Sparrowhawk, why did you put the blue one down? Is it different from the...
Because, yeah, it has more detail in the legs, which maybe able to see. There, you see?
Okay.
So this one, it was an earlier iteration where I cut out the legs, but you could have it with the solid legs like that. It does create a good thing for getting paint to go through that. But I liked this one with all the little bits with the stairs, because this one just cuts the stairs out as a wodge, you know?
Oh, I see.
And here's, I've got the actual lines of the stairs, and I've got the lines of the struts of the legs and how the legs form, you know, like claws.
Well, now here's the thing. Yours, the blue one, works for you. That's what you wanted. But if you went with the other one that has the cutouts, then somebody could stencil that on and then come back with fine liner or pencil or something like that. And fill it
easier. If that's easier to cut, yeah.
Right. Mariah says you might have to do
it. I have issues with the little bits, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's why I tried it with the with all that not cut out. I mean, when it's bigger like that, it's not such a problem, but when it's small, it can be, definitely.
Right.
So, yeah. Okay, Mariah. So, I mean, I don't mind if you just do the legs as a block like in the white one. You get more paint going through that way as well, so you get a stronger impression. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then anybody, and like anywhere that there's big gaps like that, anybody can come back with their handheld paintbrush or fine liner or pencils and complete it.
And if you've got a really big one, you could draw scales on the feet if you wanted to make them look more like feet and less like a spaceship.
Okay, so very glad that will get us going. Thank you.
Okay, good-o. So we'll go back to the book now.
Okay, zoom out.
Well, zoom out.
I love those spaceships.
And I'm going to cut the gaps. Hope that it still fits. If it doesn't, we can always do some adjusting.
Well, and the next thing, the thing with this is, and wherever Anne is, I don't know if she's still here, but where this tab is, if you looked at the book where Fran got the idea, the tab was not so far over across the booklet because she changed the size. So you could put the tab in the middle of the
change the position. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Look, the orientation of that tab is personal choice, but she put hers. I think you gotta go back up. There you go. Now the distance, hers is right at front right side. So it looks like it's in the middle, whereas yours is way over to the left.
Side. Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to do it there. I mean, you could make this a bit longer, and you can make this a bit less long.
Mm-hmm. And
Move all of this
you can move
to
the
there.
tab down to the middle, so it
Yeah,
goes.
you can move it to the middle, so it's not at the top. If you don't want it at the top, you can put it in the middle, or you can put it at the bottom if you wanted. You could just do it that way.
Yeah,
No problem. Whatever.
So run with the idea. I mean, I think it's a terrific structure.
Yep. You can see how it looks so much more like what I've got there because she's got a black inner.
Exactly. I was just looking at that.
Yeah. But she's got a much thinner thing there, you see, because I think she's using a brad there, so it's much smaller and thinner.
And then, yes, she has
No, she's threaded a sequin and a small bead onto the thread and then took the thread back through the central hole. So she's just using thread to do hers, whereas I'm using copper wire and a button
of course
for mine. Obviously. So I've got to put something on the button as well before I finish that off. So I want to put something on there before I finish. So I didn't want to glue that down. So I'm going to cut my little notch here. I'm just going to move this over so I can see a bit better what I'm cutting.
Yeah, there you go. And we can see too. And the other thing is the tab doesn't have to come off the template. If you can add the tab, you can glue the tab on secondary.
Well, you can.
Depending, again,
it's going to be a little bit less secure that way, but still. Depends on how much of a piece you I mean, if you cut your tab out of a piece like the copper, like that, sure.
Right.
Yeah, and you could decorate that piece with however you liked. Yeah. I mean, this came out of this foil, and it was this orange color when it came out. You can see from the cut there.
Yeah.
But that's because it's got some sort of stupid coating on it. So all I did was I just sanded that down. You could use sandpaper. I used my little drill bit with my with this piece on it. So that's worn it down quite well.
Yep. Hi, Diane. What was I going to say?
Ooh, don't know.
I was going to ask you that piece of copper that you're planning on mark making on. When you do the mark making, does it shrink? Does it alter the size?
No.
No.
It might expand it very slightly. Depends on how much mark making you're going to do. I'm just going to do as a decorative pattern, so it's not going to have a lot of effect. But if you're hammering something a lot and making thousands of little dents in it with, say, the corner of a hammer, where did I put the hammer? Hello, hammer. There it is. So instead of using that piece, if you're using this piece and just using that tiny little corner like that, and you keep going until you've got a thorough coating of marks all over it, it's going to take you some time, and it might actually expand the metal a little bit. And it would be a good idea to heat it every so often, but I haven't done much with this, so I won't need to do that. Okay.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say was, good idea, Liz. Last night when Fran was playing, she's like, "Well, I don't have enough paper," and I said, "Well, when you're doing a template, you don't have to use the paper you're going to work with. You can, just to get the idea, just go save your newspapers and go use some of your old newspapers to cut out templates, like patterns, like they do for."
Or old brown paper wrapping that comes with some Amazon thing.
Yeah, any paper will do. It doesn't have to be. It's like when you're making a dress pattern, you can use newspaper. So there's always paper laying around. Just don't use the Sunday comics until husband is done reading them.
Yeah. Now, where's my... Yeah, I wonder where I put that. Well, I can use the back of a number of times I can't find my bone folder and I end up using the back of a pair of scissors.
See that blue purple thingy sitting off there to the right? I would use the dull end of that, the handle end of that.
That?
No.
What?
The blue thing to your right. What is that? Your cutter? Your little...
That's a scalpel.
Yeah, well, I would have used the handle as a bone folder.
Oh, you could do, yeah, but they're sometimes quite sharp, so I don't like to hold them in the wrong way, you know?
Oh.
Good practice, really. Whereas the cutting edge of this is enclosed, so it doesn't matter. So we've already got the lines from the previous piece. Great. There we are. So we're getting a bit stiffer now.
Right, Julie. Yeah, well, I was thinking I was ready to put her in harm's way. My bad. Telling you to use the blade backwards.
Not the best idea.
Not the best idea. Yeah, every now and then I throw out a really bad idea.
Right, so I want to put some decoration on here. So, where's the one? I've got my dandelion one here. And I've got trying to decide which one is which. I think it's that one.
Yes, a plastic ruler would also work as a bone folder. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What I like to do, though, is I use my Fisker's paper cutter as a seam down the middle where the blade goes through, and I use that as a to make a what's the word I want? Score line, and that helps with the folds.
So I've got a nice hefty hammer for doing this, called Thor.
Thor. Of course.
The brand of hammer.
Of course.
But yeah, why not? Oh, wonderful. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Over to the right.
Sorry.
That's just, that's wonderful.
So I'm going to put one in the other corner. The reason for using a block is so you get a good impression, because it doesn't dent the block at all. And I'm going to move that light out the way before I hit it and cause glass to shatter all over the place. Lovely. Didn't quite get the other side. You know which way around it is, because it's got the symbol on the front. So I can redo the back. There we are. That's much better. I'm going to put one here.
Now, I have to make mention that the ladies over here are talking about their, because Anne wants to do one with felted wool, maybe. So they're talking about paper and blah, blah, blah. I have to make mention of Paula's picture of where she stores her boxes and pieces of scraps that she saves. She lives in a very small apartment, a box. Seriously, she lives in a box. So yeah, they're tucked behind pipes. she calls them like, she tells her husband, well, she's insulating. She's adding insulation. But yeah,
You just came in to find out what I was doing.
yeah. So here's the thing. Y'all are talking about quilting and quilt fabrics and all of that. Does everybody who's a quilter remember when women used to hang the quilt from the ceiling? They used to have it hanging from the ceiling because they lived in small cabins, and when they were ready to quilt, they would, they had a pulley system where they'd bring it down and it'd fill up the floor, and they could all sit around and quilt. When they were done, they'd pulley it back up to the ceiling out of the way. And
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only one who remembers that as a part of history. And I was thinking about Paula, thinking, how can she create a pulley system of like a box or whatever that she could put her stuff in and then push, pull it up to the ceiling to more insulation in the ceiling,
Yeah.
So hang it from the ceiling on a pulley system, just lower the boxes and get what you want out of it, and then pull it back up out of the way. Yeah. See, Paula knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Extra storage. I'm going to go and get a rubber pad because he's tapping on the wall in disgust at the moment. So I shall have to do some more of that later.
Okay.
So I need a rubber pad to do that with because that will deaden the sound somewhat. Yeah. But you can see from what I've managed that's going to be rather good, isn't it?
And you're just doing the four corners, or you're going to kind of
No, I'm going to put some more. I've got a different pattern. I've got my dandelion pattern there. I've got... Now, that's the one I've just used. I've got this one with the different sized crosses.
I see it. Yeah.
And
then that one's upside down.
My dandelion there.
Yeah. Oh, that's smaller.
And I've got this one, which is quite a nice swirl pattern.
I thought the dandelion would be bigger. I don't know why. Put it right in the middle and then put everything around it.
Yep. So this is Impress Art, this one. So that's what I'm going to do. So obviously, once I finish doing that, and I will do a little decoration around here. I'm not sure exactly what yet. It might be the dandelion. But those are the ones I'm thinking to use, those particular ones. And then I can stick it down. I'm still thinking about doing another layer. It's quite sturdy now, though, quite a good sturdiness. And once it's got the copper on there, it's going to be even more so, isn't it?
Oh. I think it's an excellent idea. Paula says and her husband is 6'1". It might cause a divorce. Well, then the other suggestion I have is I like that part. I tuck things under the bed, under desks, under chairs. There's a very shallow but large box, that plastic box you can get like a tote, and people use it to store their long rolls of wrapping paper. So it's not very deep, and you can put your wrapping paper in there and your bows and ribbons and slide it under your bed. That was the point. Well, I could see me putting all my papers and projects and whatever in there and sliding it under the bed. Husband never looks under there. If he did, he'd clean it. So no, he never looks under there.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, that's what I'm planning. But I'm going to have to cut a notch in here so that the button can slide through.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking about putting it over this. You see?
Now I see it. I wondered about that. She said twins, and she meant twins.
Oh.
Now see, I like that. And look at You've got that stencil painted up so well. It just goes really nice with that.
Yeah, it does rather, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it shows up nicely, the blue on the black as well. I'm liking that quite a
You
lot.
know what would be cool is the button itself having one of those gears on it, that being the button.
Yeah. That might be a better way to do it. I need to get another one, a smaller size, or cut one out from somewhere. Where's me button? Here's me button. Too small. Possible.
I know exactly what you're explaining, Carla. Very cool. It wouldn't work for me because I'm only 5 feet tall and I can't reach anything. So the garage is his domain. I think that's an excellent idea. Take that gear and put it on there. I like that.
Or I was thinking a bit more. I've got a lot of these. I could take one of these gears and put it on it. So that gear.
See? Pretty cool, huh?
Not bad, not bad. And a paler blue if you want that side.
I like
Yeah,
I like
size.
the other one better.
Yeah, but I'm thinking to cover that with something. I'm not thinking to leave it white, you see.
No. I meant the color of the gear.
Yeah, but it needs to be contrast, you see. I mean, that's all right with white, isn't it? Either way, it's all right with white.
No,
But I'm thinking I might want to have more contrast. I mean, if I'm going to use a bit of this, for instance, I've got a whole roll of it over there. After all,
oh yeah, okay, there you go.
That would show up quite nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thought, something to think about. Obviously, the cog would have to go on first, and then you put the copper through.
Yeah.
Yeah, something else to think about. And then, of course, there's what you're going to put on the inside.
Now here's the way you've got it laid out. If it were mine, instead of sewing in a signature that opened like a book, I would sew in, I said this to you before, like long Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Would go, or not necessarily long because you have a pocket there. So a pack of Post-it notes right in the middle.
Uh-huh.
So they would be glued at the top rather than sewed into the fold. You know what I'm like, a signature?
Yeah. Sort of like that.
Yeah, they would look like a notepad in there. I thought that looked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not quite, but yeah.
Not quite.
And then you don't have to deal with sewing in signatures. All you have to do is glue the base of the notepad, to it.
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah. But I'm thinking about what I'm going to put here. What I'm going to decorate it with. Because we've talked about what we're going to decorate the other side with. That's all settled.
Well, you have some lovely painted papers that you made on the gel plate. Well, in the middle, if you put a little notepad in the middle, then you're just going to cover that up. So
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Don't know yet. Might use a smaller one. Oh, there's a bigger one. That's not gonna do. What else we got over here?
I love my crocodile, Diane. I love it, except I don't love it for putting in eyelets, the metal.
Oh, really?
For some reason, maybe I bought a cheap pair of grommets or whatever because it smushed them. And they didn't stick. It just smushed thingies, and the grommets fell out, and then they were no good. So I wasn't happy with that.
My little turtle has stuck. It's stuck to a blob. Come on, little turtle. I forget.
My crocodile is the big bite. Is that what they call it? It's the
Yeah,
big
what
one,
I have.
and it does the eyelets and grommets.
Isn't that nice?
Now that I like.
Mm. And
Yeah,
I do like using.
I think I do have a fresh packet of grommets that are a different brand. So I just need to try them. And part of it might be that this little chickie here is a weakling when it comes to using the hands.
If they were all smushed and smashed, it sounds like you're not a weakling.
But it's kind of like when you pound it in those metal mark making, you have to, if you don't tap it hard enough or do it right, then you don't get the effect that you want. And I think Julie says turn the turtle upside down. I think I squeezed the crocodile and I have no grip. I still drop things. Yeah, wimpy grommets. I think part of it is I'm a weakling when it comes to using my hands, and the grommets I thought they were the ones recommended by the crocodile people, but
There you go. You could use a moon over there. Oh, lovely. Well, that's an idea anyway. That's some of the things you can do. What I was thinking of. Or, of course, you could use little tiny things like if you want to do a nature journal.
oh yeah.
Yeah. There are bees, aren't there?
And then put some eco-dyed little paper notes in there for the paper part.
You certainly could. Yep.
Yep. Deb, see, what I used was a two-piece system. Is you put the base in, and then you put your paper or fabric or whatever you're going to do over that, and then you put the little ringy part on top of that, and then you crimp it with the crocodile. And
Yep.
the flanks, that the outside edge of the one is supposed to bend out or bend in, I can't remember, and hold the second piece to the fabric. So there's two sides to the thingy, and mine didn't do that. So I went digging through my grandma's. My grandma left me. Grandma passed away in 1979, and she left me her sewing box. And I went through that. So I've got old threads and needles and needle threaders, and I found a set of. It looked like the metal things that Fran just had, but what it was is this long metal thing that you put down in your grommet, and you take your Thor hammer and you pound it.
Yeah.
And you do it yourself instead of trying to squeeze it with the crocodile.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's what I've got to get in order to get a grommet in that canvas. I've got one somewhere. The question is, I have no idea where it is.
The one you hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think I can. I have my hammer here. You saw my tools the other day. You asked if I had a pair of pliers. I did. Well,
Yep.
I also have a hammer right here handy. And I think I can swing a hammer better and harder than I can squeeze that crocodile. Now, when it comes to making holes for signatures and things like that, I love it. But for the to put those eyelets or grommets or whatever you want to call it, to put those in, I think I just don't have the a good forceful strength. I need to be able to hammer it. I love that.
Where did you get the eyelets from?
I don't remember. It was years ago. It was a number of years ago. I'd have to go back.
They come the crocodile, because sometimes you get, if you get a crocodile, the big bite, you get some grommets with it.
Oh,
Some
no.
eyelets.
I don't think I got anything with it. I think they came from We Are Memory Keepers or whatever. It was what they recommended. And Mariah says moon flies.
Yep. And tomato flies as well. Fruit flies.
Fruit flies by the light of the silvery moon.
Yeah. Exactly. I haven't got anything else small enough. I think that's about
Theory,
it. For now.
I know it's moon pies, but all I can think of is moon pies. Does that mean I'm hungry? Yeah, think.
Probably. Very probably. Spaceship.
And
Captain's log.
With a moon, no less. I like that.
Captain's log, star date, blah, 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 blah.
Did I tell you, my husband has never watched the original Star Trek. He's never seen it. And
why not?
That's him. Go figure. He you know. But the other night he's going to watch it as a marathon. So
wow.
He watched the pilot, the original pilot before William Shatner, the one with Hunter. I can't think of the guy's name, but
I didn't know there was any William Shatner.
Oh yeah, the very original pilot didn't sell. It actually nobody wanted it or whatever, and so he found that the other night and he was watching it. I was just Jeffrey Hunter and Susan Oliver are in it. But anyway, so he's decided he's on a Star Wars or Star Trek marathon, and all I can do
decided that on a different actor. Oh dear, that may not last long then.
Well, that was the pilot that they tried to use to sell it.
Yes, I know. Yeah, but if he's decided to watch the whole lot because of that one and the rest of them are different, it may not work out.
Exactly, and no, he knows it's William Shatner. He's already watched 2 or 3 more after that.
Oh, so that's okay.
Yeah, he's fine with it. He wanted to watch it like they did it. Yes, Lucille Ball's Desilu Company. They didn't want to do the Star Trek series. Her board of directors or whatever, they didn't want to do it. And she was a forceful woman. She insisted. She didn't care what they said. She insisted. And she went ahead with production of the Star Trek series, and look where it went. She had insight. She had vision.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Very clever woman.
Yes.
Very clever. Always admired her.
Yep.
Well, so there we are. There's some of the things we can do with that. And of course, I can still do something with this little templatey thing here. I can go off and use that and cover that with things. I mean, there's all those gel prints we were doing. I've got loads of them over here. And the pull-off sheets and everything. I mean, this is a bit wide, that one. But there's that one. That would make a nice backing.
That would go well with the copper too.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm talking about for this one.
Okay.
I like the black actually. I like the idea of the black with the color. Like do some more printing with the moons in order to get some nice moons with nice printing on, so that I can put them on there.
Candy says if you turn your spaceship upside down, it looks like a submarine.
It does a bit, doesn't it? Lovely. I need to start working on some of the other spaceships designs as well. I have more in case Mariah was not sure. I've got more. And of course they're dragons. I want to do some of the dragons. Oh, this is a nice one. That's a lovely one. That's one with some of that blue in.
I like that. For Anne, if you look at your Facebook Messenger messages, I sent you a screenshot of the template, or rather not the template, but crayon piece, to see if that helps you keep it in mind. If you need anything more, let me know. Or if you need it sent in your email or anything, let me know.
Uh-huh.
So I did a
Oh,
screenshot.
this is lovely. I'm liking that one. I'm liking that one. That one would look really good. Can you imagine with that? Maybe I need to do a bigger one. Maybe I need to do a really big one. That's not going to fit on there.
Kind of like
Maybe
the one I'm doing now.
Really big one.
Kind of like the journal I'm making now is a giant file folder.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I've got some file folders somewhere. I wonder where they are. Yes, well. But this is quite nice and quite different. Because that's using the lift-off technique with bits like that to lift it off, and bits like that.
You haven't
Lift it off, and you end up with something like that. So I like that.
If you put me on camera, I can show you how far along I am with mine.
Okay, I just want to show these first.
Oh, wow.
Love that one. Isn't that lovely with the moon? Oh, it should be this way up. Beg your pardon. Yeah. The alien grass, Nodak, and Sparrowhawk.
Is up above.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely, lovely. I like that one. And then there's that one, which is pretty much a similar idea, only this time the alien grass is so weird it's growing up that way. And we've even got some flying dragons, not just water ones. But I'm definitely going to do some dragons.
Oh, I like that.
Some designs in the pipeline. I do like that one. It's really rather good. That I like the little soft blue with it. I think that was periwinkle, that one. But that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would work quite well with something that size. And that would look quite good with it as well. Look at that. Even that one would. That's the trouble. You get really nice stuff on both sides. Which side are you going to use?
Yeah. Well, what you do is you scan it and you've got both sides. Then you can cut it out.
Very good. Yes, very good.
Got to learn to do that.
Yes. The trouble is I'm inclined to use them and then think, oh, I should have scanned that.
Yep. Save the original. Take pictures and print it out. The only one who knows is you.
I was just thinking that I could use something like this for my rope. To my tie go around the thingamy, my little button, and then.
What is that? Is that ribbon? Is that a ribbon or what?
No, it's leather.
Leather. That's what I thought. Oh.
Leather thonging. There you go. And then I could put something or other so as to beads or something to thread it through. Well, and then it would come down come down, sort of, like that. Like it, yeah. There's so many different things you can do with one design, and you spend ages sort of trying this and trying that and trying another, and then you've got to make a decision at some point.
Yep.
Otherwise, you just sit there with all these templates and go, well, I'm not sure. I like the idea of that, and I like the idea of that. You could end up making, I don't know, 20 books, just because you've got all the different colours. And there's that one. That's quite nice. That's using the thing I'm going to put round here. and this thing.
Your homemade. What
Yep.
what did it say? Rebuilt.
That's where we got that colour from. That's
Yeah.
where that colour came from. It's sort of Meccano. We called it a sort of Meccano link toy thing.
Yeah.
Because it was made from the remains of making Cascade. This one.
Tinker Toys.
Yep. It just had the little bits in the middle, and I went through in Photoshop, took a photo, and in Photoshop connected it up.
Yep.
And then I ended up with a whole nother stencil. So yeah. I'm not sure whether Mariah has that one in the shop. I can't remember. I think she might, but I'm not sure. So then there's that one. That's a bit simplistic because this is the ones where I've got to do more details in the umbrellas, and I'm probably going to, and these mushrooms, I'm probably going to do them separately and not just on a wheel as well. I like them on a wheel, but you know, it might be more useful to have them off a wheel. So right, yes, you want to go on. Okay.
Oh. No, I'm working on a large journal. This is the one I've made. I was inspired by Tanya McGuire. This is a very large, long file folder. I don't know if you could see the ends of it. You see it's file folder. So I'm hand painting this, and I have to wait in between. It's not quite dry, but this is the inside, and where it has a natural fold here as a file folder. I took the top and I added another piece of file folder for a support, and then I put Tyvek over that, and it's all painted. And what I'm going to do is bring this up for pockets, and I'll probably cut a portion of this off or fold it in, but it's going to hold like this. Go watch Tanya McGuire's channel and then come back like this. And then there'll be a I need to put a grommet or eyelet, whatever you want to call it here, and then an elastic cord is going to come out, and we'll go over the whole thing to hold it. So this is the one side. Oh, it's sticking because it's not quite dry. And then this is the other side. And my favorite stencil is on here. My favorite PM Artist stencil is on here. I don't know if anybody could see it, but I did it in gold. Right there, and there, and there, and there, and there. My favorite PM Artist stencil is the lattice. So this might turn out to be the inside, but so far it's not done. It's not done. I want to really grunge it up. I was watching Carrie do one of his last night where he took a big piece of scrapbook paper and that he didn't like or whatever, and he made APC cards or postcards or whatever, but he did all kinds of paint on it, and I was watching him and following him going, yep, I can do that. That's easy. I can do that. Don't think about it. Just pick a color and go. So right now I'm waiting for this side to dry. I put the white on a little too thick in some areas, so it needs to dry before I can go grunge it up more. I might even actually walk across it just with my boots on, just to give it some more texture.
Wow, that'd certainly be different.
Well, you wondered what I had been doing, what I had been off doing, so I was working on that little thing. You saw me working on that little booklet.
Yeah.
But I hadn't given you an update on my file folder. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, that was quite different look to the time I saw it before. I'm sure. Don't remember seeing it quite like that. I think we're missing a whole load of stencils. Ah, there they are.
Okay, getting reorganized here.
Just reaching for a box of stencils. I could just feel it. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here.
Oh, and if anybody remembers, a couple weeks ago, there was a shirt I was wearing, and there was a tag annoying me. There's the
Yeah.
tag that I finally got off of it. That thing was poking
Well
me
done.
in the back.
Yeah.
Hi, Teresa.
I must cut some more of this. This is lovely.
Okay.
I must cut some more of it.
Bye-bye. 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 See you. Bye. Bye-bye.
It's the inner one of the cog remnant things. What? Nautiluses. Haven't played with him for a while.
Take me off the screen.
Eh? All right, all right.
There we go.
Didn't she nag?
I'm done. I want to see a close-up of what you're digging around there. You're really close, too.
Am I? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get further up. Yeah, I like that one.
As the crowd goes by.
Smaller ones are very actually. The small one. Oh,
Are these
he's a mess.
the majority of your stencils?
Well, there's quite a lot of them in here.
Yeah. I see.
Beetles.
Oh, there's your bugs.
Yep, the bugs. There's my weird Aztec face, which didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, which got abandoned.
Circle one looks like coffee rings. That's probably the tomato.
Poppy rings?
No, not that one. I think another circle one. I don't know. You go too fast. You go too fast.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
this is the outer piece of which this is the center.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember which way around it goes.
Hi, Marta. Welcome, welcome.
All right, and somewhere in here, there'll be, I hope in here, that's what I'm looking for, the other piece of that. I'm going to do some more gel printing, you see. Oh, look, nice little Asemic writing.
Oh, that would look good on your, yeah.
Yeah, it might do. Oh, there we are, there's one of them.
Sticking?
Yeah, sticking together. So let's remove this for now while we play with that. Because that's another adjustment of cogs. Playing with the remnants. I think I got about 3 different designs out of the cogs.
Okay, hold. You're on your own. I got to take this text message. I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's just look at this. Yeah. And we've got this one. We've got this, which looks like a pussycat. So that one goes in there like that, and that one goes in there like that, and then this goes in the middle, and now you can see where it fits. It fits in, at least I hope you can see where it fits. Does it fit there? Roundabout. It's difficult when it's been used, it gets a bit distorty. So those are the 3 for that. I quite want to cut some more of those because I want to use it, and I want to cut some more of this one because I'm about to use the only one I've got at the moment. So you can see that these are a slightly different design from this one. That's the big, and that's another piece from the inside put back together again. So it's sort of got more coggishness to it from, so some of them have been put back together. using the, there we go. You can see how it overlaps even. So I'm going to have a play with some of these. That's what I think. I mean, I can't do much more with that until I've been allowed to do some hammering. And he's objecting to the hammering in the middle of his football. So it's only in the next room, so it doesn't seem quite right to keep going.
Okay.
No, it's not the dandelion. Let's put the dandelion away in the right packet. Here we are, that one. Lovely dandelion. Right, I want to do some of these. Let's find a gel plate. I should have some up there. Excuse me, I'm going to have to swing you around while I find and pull out gel plates. Well, there's some.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on to the pole. Don't let it
Hang on. Well, I grab another plate. I better get both of them, I think. And I wonder one falling down. There we are. Put that one back up out of the way, and that one out of the way, because otherwise it will fall off when I pick up a print. I'll pick up some paper.
Has anybody actually paid attention to how many members? There's a whole bunch of new members came into Makers. How many members there are in Makers now? I'm just saying. There are 1,300 members in Makers. Oh,
that's a lot.
That is so cool.
So I'm just going to have a little play because I want to. I won't be doing much more because I'm getting quite tired. But I want to have a play with these, and I want to have a play with these. So that's what. Got green background. Do you want the green background, or would you rather have a nice multicolored background?
Multicolored.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, I like that.
Of course, if we're going to be kind to Patricia, we might have to put a white background down.
Well, yeah. That would be my next choice.
The way around.
Thank you, Paula. We love your thumbsy upsies.
Right, let's have a play. And I want to do some spaceships as well because I like them. Now, what colour shall I have? Could do a bit of bronze. Why not? Roller. Here. This little roller. There we go. Right, let's move these out of the way so I've got somewhere to bring her off without damaging that. Loosh. And
thank you, everyone, for being here and giving us the thumbs up. And
yes, thank you.
And cheering us on. Yep, here she goes.
There she goes. Right, papier. Nice bit of papier. Or I could use black. I'll use this. Here now. Should have used it the other way around, then I could have. Yeah, well. I wonder what I did with my Baron. Has anybody seen it around?
Not me.
Anyway.
Mariah. Mariah might know where it is.
She might. But actually, you don't actually need a Baron because your hands are pretty good and they can feel what they're doing. But let's have a Baron. See, it was over there. Right. That one off. That one off. That one down. That one up. And that one. And we will see what we will get. I mean, I wanted to play with Miss Bay's ships. I played with the Sparrowhawk for a while, didn't I? So it's about time these had a turn.
Who else?
I and Brad are working on them.
Who else ready. Patiently for Sunday when Keith pulls that last print from yesterday?
Well, I've been watching a lot of pulls of prints, so I don't know. Just Mariah keeps making them into shorts, so when I'm looking through the Pussycat things, up comes a pull from Patricia. So that's lovely.
Do we get
to dwell on those anymore. Huh?
You get to see what you just pulled up?
Oh, didn't you? Oh. It's like a spaceship exploded and some of the mechanics is floating in space.
To the right. Move to the right. There you go. The light is hitting. Cool.
Let me see what it looks like in there. There you go.
Much better. I like
good quality. Yeah.
So I'm looking down at the submarine. Let me see how that turned out. Hold it up higher. Not closer to the camera, but no. Yeah, there you go. So all those windows and all that you cut out, those came out really nice.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? On the last one, I did cut out the pilot's window as well, so that will show in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And remember, you're using a smaller plate, so ration your paint.
Yeah, I hate doing that. Had you noticed?
Drips and drops rather than pours. Lovely colors. What are those colors?
There's Nicolazo Gold, quinacridone Nicolazo Gold, and red iron oxide, transparent red iron oxide.
So close, but they're not quite. Really, really nice. I think whoever said it upside down, it looks like a submarine. Now I've got the song in my head.
We all live in a submarine. Not sure about that one. Didn't I have a smaller one?
Yes.
I did, didn't I? There it is. Let me just grab it from underneath an iron block. Here we go.
Oh, and that one's with the door. You can't see the notch. I just realized that. Yeah.
Yeah, the doorway, you can't see the notch. Yeah, I did adjust that in the final one.
Okay. Well, I like it with the windows cut out like that. I think, yeah.
Right, let's try it with another sheet, or we could do a thingamy one. A sheet of that stuff.
There's the paper. Get down in those, yep, get down in those holes.
That was just going to be that one.
And Paula is enabling you here. She says we need some little space people.
Oh yeah, what a good idea.
Well, I happen to know you've got some really crazy, goofy characters.
Oh yeah,
that you
I
did.
hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you were doing when you were at uni.
Yeah. Well, there's some I did more recently as well.
Mm-hmm. You have weird things in your head.
Yep. About time to get some of them out of there. And spread the disease.
Is that what you call it? Yeah, how are you gonna do that? That one's. Oop, careful. Yep. Space, floating spacemen, floating space creatures.
Yeah.
That must be the carnival because I don't see the paint coming through to your hands.
No, it's carnival. Barely coming through. It is coming through a little tiny bit, but not much. It is definitely carnival.
Or the wet strength, whatever.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
Carnival wet strength white. I've only got everything falling on me here. Very tight space. Well, I'm going to cut this off before I move it. Rather like cutting pastry. There we go. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get everything off there. Interesting.
This is true. It would also go lovely with the moon stencil.
That's true, yeah, because the moon could be a planet. In fact, they're saying these days that the moon is a planet, a dwarf planet.
Well,
we are a binary system.
And Diane Bell says the larger bubble wrap would make neat asteroids.
Could do, yeah. I don't have any handy at the moment. I just used a load to wrap up a laptop and send it off to my daughter. So.
Not too heavy. Good girl.
just zooping up some ancient bronze here. Or is it aged bronze? I can't remember. Aged. Couldn't quite read it. I bet it's not mixed properly. Oh, I don't know. It might have. Didn't mean to pour it out quite like that, but there you go.
Now it's selling
No, it's just beating up a bit.
up a bit.
But it
Yeah.
is kind of. So let's try him again. Get rid of that for a moment. Haven't we got a moon over here? We must have a moon over here. I want some moony stuff. I want to do some smaller stencils as well, so that I've got smaller spacecraft to be in the distance. That would involve blocking them out so that they're just shapes in the background. But that'll do fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that one. What else have we got? Any more? Got any more? Have we dropped any on the floor? Probably lots. Oh, I know what I could do. I quite like an alien eye. And of course, this is sci-fi, so we've got alien flies, and they're nearly as big as a spaceship.
Well, where's your odd bugs? We didn't pull any of those out.
No, not yet. There we go. And a little bit of that in the corner, I think. Come on, get up. Thank you. Right, where's the other bit of that? Oh, there it is.
So I just looked, and my library does not have.
I didn't do what I meant to do with that. I must get on and do with what the original idea I had with that. Not saying anything more.
Well, okay. Angie Hughes and Kim Thittichai and whoever the teabag painter is. Now,
Leave Beckart.
yeah, okay. And last week you had showed one by Dorrit Elisha and Brenda Hartill and Richard Clark, the Collograph one.
That's right, yep.
Yep. But I like the really struck by Kim's book, and I have one of her books, but the other one, the one you showed today, my library doesn't have it either in digital or hard copy. Very frustrating. Which I'm going to have to go buy it because I can't live without it.
I do think it's worth it. Kim Thittichai are lovely books.
Yeah, I can't live without it. I got to have it. I cannot go on without it. I must have it. Do you think Russ would believe that?
Don't know. Could try.
Yeah, whatever. I will tell him after the fact. Too late. Can't send it back. Too late.
Yeah, no returns. Some of these book places.
Is the eye upside down? Depends on.
Probably.
No,
It doesn't matter. It's space. There is no upside down
Yeah.
in space.
Yeah, there. Yeah, exactly. It's yeah. It doesn't look upside down to me. The longer lashes should be at the top, but you never know. It's in space. It's a space creature's eye, so it can be anything you want it to be.
Yeah, Star Trek. I'm sure there was an eye in one of the Star Trek ones, wasn't there? Or maybe that was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Sauron. No,
What
that
was
was
the title? Carla says she tuned in late. What was the title of today's book? Today there were two books. There was Stitch Cloth, Paper and Paint by Andy Hughes.
That one.
Yes, very nice one, which I can't get my hands on. And the other
for this little
Experimental Textiles by Kim Fittiside.
This one.
Yes.
It's a marvelous book. Really
Yeah.
is. I think almost anything by Kim Thittichai is lovely.
Yeah. I have her Hot Textures or whatever that book is called. I have that. Yeah.
Hot Textiles. That's in the other room, I think, that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a third. There's even another one that I don't have.
There's about 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. There's quite a few. I really like all of them. But yeah, I need to go look at that Lee Beckart, whatever that is, whoever that is.
She's in Facebook.
Okay.
There we go. Giant flies in space. The moon's far away. And here's the spaceship coming through. They're fighting the giant eye. The giant eye and the alien fly have managed to dislodge some of the machinery out of one of the spaceships. Such a shame. There you go.
And what did I say the other night? You don't do anything. There's a story to it. Just wait long enough and she'll tell you the story. You're welcome, Carla.
I do try to think in a linear fashion, you know.
Thank you, Candy.
And I've got a gloopy bit here, which is looking rather handsome. So I want to save it. Lovely. Hello.
Sphinx.
Sphinx? Yeah, Sphinx is a dog.
She farts, she stinks.
Oh, don't do that. We're public. This is a live stream.
Hi, Ian. Go away.
Hi, Ian. Go away.
I'm a bad girl. Well, I think I found her, but I don't see anything of Teabag. Her last name is spelled Bekaert.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
I think I found her, but I'm not. And I see some artwork, but so I will do a different search.
They are now fighting the alien blobs.
Mm-hmm.
And the big
one, Carla. We do watch Young Sheldon. I'm a little behind. I think I'm 3 episodes behind now. There you go, over the moon.
Yep, over the moon. I'm over the moon.
Do I
There's a
hear
big one.
TV?
Yep, that's TV.
Okay. It's not loud. I just happen to hear.
Right, piece of where's the other piece of there we go.
Color shifting people. Ooh. Well, now is it the color shift or the color change? I always try to remember what he said, that it works best over dark colored background. So you'd want to make it the first layer and then the darker colors over that, because it shows up best over a dark background. What was the Robin Williams movie with a blobby thing? I don't remember.
I can't remember. Something about green slime, wasn't it?
Oh, did you do a remake of that?
Didn't it have bounce or something?
Did he do a mute? Because originally that would have been a Fred McMurray. It was a Disney movie about coming up with a bouncy slime. I don't know.
Incredible bouncing slime. I don't know.
What Dreams May Come? No, it's not that one. Although
Oh
Flubber.
no, that was a serious one. What about suicide?
Yeah, Flubber.
Flubber. That's it. That's it.
Candy got it. Thank you, dear.
Well done, Ken.
So now I did a Google search and I see her tea bags.
There you go.
Serious artwork. The Statue of Liberty and
Yeah,
oh,
she's
that's
very good.
there. Definitely. Oh, my other half is home.
Oh,
I had a feeling she'd be home early.
this may not pull off because I've lifted it a couple of times now. Because it's not very wrinkly, so I'm quite pleased with that. That may simply be because I didn't put much down.
Paula says, too colorful.
Yeah. I think I have to put something else down there because it is not pulling up very much. And there's lots down there. I need to put something else on there.
Gel medium or something. Yeah. Maybe some more red iron. Maybe not.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yes. We'll put some of that.
Oh, that's a lot.
Shh. Right. And the top. A little bit more. Not quite got enough. There we go. Probably a bit blobby in the middle, but there we go. When you're salvaging.
Are we getting crushed in there on the table? Running out of room?
Yeah, definitely. Right, I'm going to cut this piece off now. I've still got a couple there. Oh, that's saved it. That's pulled some.
Does that do the trick?
Oh, well, that's done a really interesting. Look at that. That's sort of almost like an ombre of it.
You've got
So
shadow.
put it there. Yeah, isn't it? That is amazing. That is, I like that. That's a fabulous accidental thing, isn't it? Ah. Yeah, so you've got the two layers from a lighter amount I put up there, and
Yeah.
most of it I went down here to start with, and I just didn't have enough room. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm really liking that. Much more than I thought I would, actually.
Thank you, Teresa.
That's really good. I can get another pull with this sheet here.
I was just thinking that, Teresa. I was looking at that going, boy, there'd be a bunch of pumpkins splattered all over that sheet.
Yeah, could be. And look, you can see through it as well. Can you see that? You probably can't.
No, not really. Take your word for it. Put your hand behind it.
No. Look at the light shining through it.
Very cool.
That's good.
Who came up with that idea?
Me. Just now. Accidental, not quite an ombre thing.
Yep, exactly.
Oh. I could do with some more moons. Have I got any more moons? I thought I had lots of moons. What happened to all my moons? They're not in that one. They're not in there. Oh, they're probably in this one. Oh, I can see things here now. Oh, that's that one. It might not be in that one. Might be in the one just behind me. I don't think it's in there. That's pre-moon. That's all pre-moon. No, not that one. So it must be the other one on the other side of the room. I can just about reach. There we go. Must be some moons in here. Come on, moons, join in. Well, I've got some nautiluses. We could have some space nautiluses. Space nautiloids. You know, put a few telescopes and dishes on top, and you've got a spaceship, haven't you? Oh, there's got to be some moons. They're probably just scattered all over the place with paint on them. I've got to cut me some more moons. I might be using them in other things.
She always remembers me, Julie. Not to worry. She always remembers me. She just likes to mess with my head. Yeah. Like the guy sitting behind me. He likes to mess with my head, too.
What have I done?
Just nothing. You're just fine, dear. You just keep on going. Don't you worry about it.
I can't find any more moons. They must be somewhere in a pile, you know, that haven't actually been put away.
Well, You had a number of them in that box were just showing. So I don't know
No,
how
no, moons. There's these, but not moons.
you are so far off camera. It ain't funny.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I was showing you the thingy, wasn't I? The light coming through the print. Right. Well, we'll just carry on, I think, for a bit. And then I think, well, this one, maybe a couple more, and then I think I'm about done then. Let's put that one down to get something on it. So, don't want that. Don't even know what that is.
Okay, Diane. Oh, I thought you were going now. You're just saying you need to get in there. Julie says, my husband loves playing with words. Well, I'll tell you what, Julie, my husband loves playing with my head, and he can get, I tell you, I'd love to tell you what he loves, but he's right here, and I much prefer to talk about him behind his back.
Positive.
Yeah, that's the thing. When he when I do something odd or weird, no, I don't do it that often. So hey. But when I do, he's like Fran says, he's like, you're weird. And I'm like, yep, and I'm all yours.
Exactly. Well, I can't find any moons at all, even the ones I've used I can't find. Oh, yes, I can. There's one. One little moon.
There you go.
That'll do.
It'll do.
Yeah,
Yeah, you definitely need some space creatures.
Need some more planets as well. I'd love to do some alien planets. I've got various space pictures I can get alien planets from.
Exactly. I came into this marriage being such a sweet, shy, naive, innocent. No,
he's not listening.
And everything I've learned from being around him, either reaction or trained well. I know he's in there choking on his water. He's probably thinking her eyes should be brown.
Let's get the steps in.
I'm always amazed when you get such detail from the Sparrowhawk because those lines are so small.
Yeah, well, this is an early one, so we're not going to get a lot of detail from this one because I widened them all later.
Ah, okay.
I do hope I remember to put that one, get that one in the Dropbox for Mariah.
Are you going to, I was going to say, you can't come back and do the secondary on this one because it's, well, maybe you can.
Sorry, what?
Well, on that other one where you came back and you put some more red iron oxide down and got that nice effect, that new technique.
Yeah.
Could you do that here?
I don't know, I might. But it was to pick up what was on the bottom, and I seem to be picking up what's on the bottom without needing that on this one.
I see that.
I've been too fast, I'm sorry. Dear. got one more there. Get that one out the way. Still got that one. There's that one. Oh, I've got an Aloe. Otherwise called Dinged Up Donuts.
Is that the one that, maybe that's the one that Teresa was saying looked like coffee rings? I like your version.
Coffee rings. I turned that one into Aloe.
Yep, I remember. Yep.
Into a little rabbit.
Yep.
By giving it an ear.
Dinged up donut. Yep, I like that.
We're getting something.
Paula, I thought I said that. She's not listening to me, Paula. Paula is asking, can we see a 2-color layer poll, please?
2-color layer pool. Okay.
Well, you're doing your 2 colors there are so similar.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do something completely different. We'll do a Monty Python. Two-color layer. Okay. What, sort of like I did before, only, yeah, well, we can give it a try.
I'm two different, unless she has a specific color, like deep inky blue and yeah, you did say that up there, didn't you? I wondered what you were referring to. Deep inky blue and a metallic or something metallic, and it's so far up there I can't find it now. 2-color pool. Sorry, I'm shouting, so it's got to be farther up. Okay.
So blue,
dark blue, and like something like that, and that's all I see.
Not dioxazine purple. It's a bit bright.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. She just didn't hear me before because I know I said something, but I probably didn't say it correctly.
I was too busy thinking. Sorry.
Yeah, that happened.
Indigo.
I like that color.
With what? What was the other color?
I don't know. She said deep inky blue, and so maybe. And Liz is throwing in a deep blue for any color like deep space. Oh, any color like deep space. Oh.
How about deep blue and silver? Well, I'm not sure about the deep blue now. If I could pull it on black, might be better with a lighter blue than that.
But you know where she's going with it?
And it might be able to do something with one of these on top.
Yep. So imagine Star Trek deep space. We were talking about, I was telling them that you started watching Star Trek.
Yeah.
The first one was Jeffrey Hunter, and the one with Susan Oliver. And then after that, they went with William Shatner. I can't believe 56 years ago it came out.
What?
Star Trek. 56? Didn't I say?
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Uh-oh. Did you mean to do that?
No, I don't.
Well, put me on camera.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. I didn't know I'd done it.
Mine, I don't mind. Oh, there we go.
Weirdo.
Sorry.
Hey,
I must have gone out and come. It must have thrown me out and then brought me back in again. It does that when it happens.
yours.
Silver.
Good job.
I was hoping for a silver.
Yeah, so what are we saying here? Indigo and black. They were kind of.
Well, indigo and black wouldn't show up on a black sheet.
Uh, well, I like the silver. All kinds of comments, but I think we need to let Fran's got it in her head. So
Silver. And I was also thinking about the blue-black iridescence. Well, in the background maybe, but we've got silver and we've got indigo. So we'll do this with on white tissue first and see what happens.
I should say I was making the fingerless gloves. I think everybody knows I was making the fingerless gloves, and I sent 3 pairs to Teresa here. She says she's been wearing them on her aching hands. And I sent, I think, 15 or 20 pair, I can't remember, to Defy for them to put in their auction. Well, Ditzy Me wasn't paying attention to the weather, and my package was somewhere, not quite to Florida, because Carhart, who runs Defy, was hit hard by the hurricane.
Oh,
And
oh dear.
my understanding, and she wouldn't want sympathy, so we won't go there, but my understanding is that she lost pretty much everything in her craft room and her supplies and whatever to damage and everything. I have no idea where my package is, and I feel bad, but at the same time I'm thinking wherever it is, if somebody else should get it and make use of it, well, then it didn't go to waste. I'll just have to make more when she recovers.
Yeah.
But it's still, the thing is there'll still be an auction tomorrow. Jean Peter will run the auction, and yesterday she put out a video. Was it yesterday or Wednesday? She put out a video, a preview of what will be in the auction if anybody wants to go and bid on things, or some things are auctions, some things are a flat rate price. So Jean Peter has it covered with stuff that she has. So there will be an auction tomorrow. But yeah, Carhart runs the organization, and she's got serious damage down in Florida. So I don't know where my gloves are. That was my point. All those gloves I made, hopefully somebody out there can UPS informed me that they couldn't deliver them because there's no address.
Oh.
It was destroyed. And you don't have to register in advance. If you go to, I will put the, you're in my group. I will put the link in my group to their page. You can just send your address. You just need to send them your email with a mailing address. You definitely have to register to bid so that they know who you are. And I will get a hold of Jean today and ask her the best way to do that, probably to send it to her. Let's see. So much.
Ho hum. Oh, we got a hair. Got a hair. There we go. Oh, and we don't want the hair to go anywhere, so let's get it off my hand. That's better.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I love that, Fran. What the colors you have down there.
Good.
The camera's a little crooked. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Thank you. And I don't know if I was muted, Jasper. I'll repeat what I said. As far as I don't think everything was destroyed, her entire house, but I do know that she lost a lot and she's dealing with it. And as far as a fund or whatever, I don't know if anything's been done, if she would be okay with that. If you wanted to know more, if there was anything going on, Jean Peter would be the one to contact. Like I said, I don't think she lost everything, but it probably feels like it.
This will be a white miasma of mist because it will lift most of it.
Here you go. If you think you want to be in tomorrow's auction and bid, here's the link to fill out and send in. And because I know that'll disappear. When we disappear, I'm going to send it to you, Ann, in your messenger. And then you have it. And then if anybody else wants it, I will have it in my group. Okay, Teresa, take care. I hope Rick is doing better. Jasper says, Fran, I don't think I've watched you do jelly printing before. Wow, then
Really?
Now,
Bean?
there's a lot of those to go back and look at.
Yeah. I do quite a bit of that.
Yeah, you have a way of putting colors together.
Luckily, so far, we haven't had a lot of mud. Not unless we actually wanted it.
There we go. Yes, Fran is eclectic and cool. You betcha.
I can do an up and downy. Let's do a different color with that.
You think?
Let's do.
Well, welcome, welcome. Jasper says he's new to your channel. So glad to have you here. And
Well, very welcome.
yeah, I hope you come back.
Not enough.
You never know what color choices you're going to put together. Just, you're like,
Yeah.
You're so much like Carrie. You and Carrie are like in that way. You pay no attention to the color wheel.
Yeah. What's a color wheel?
He said that on his stream that I was watching, his video. I'm like, yep, don't pay any attention to that color wheel. Oh my.
Not quite enough. A little bit more.
Again, I used to know the pronunciation for that. It's a disabled
What's that?
Anne asked, what's a DAM member? It's a disabled artist. It was a group. I don't know if it's still active
Oh.
for Defy. Mm, it stands for disabled artist something. I can't think what the M is for.
Meteors?
No, I don't know.
I quite like that.
Sharon, I sent a message to
Come
you.
on.
I'll get back to you and when we're done here, ASAP. Okay, okie dokie, okie dokie. Yep. Let's see. Let's see. Look at that.
Certainly interesting.
Where'd the blue go? We lost it.
It's still there. It's underneath.
Yeah.
You can see it when you hold it up.
Yep, I see it. I see it. Hmm.
You can see it there now. See? There's the blue. You know, if you make a magic lantern, if you make a lantern and use this as some of the color with the light on the inside, it's going to show up beautifully.
Right. I was just
Isn't it?
thinking that when you held it up, I was thinking of Yolan's or Devin Rex. Did she do the cyanotope, cyana?
Yeah, that was brilliant. That I loved that. Wanting to have a go with that. I've got a lot of sun here. It's all gone away. Right, well, let's do something more with that. And I'm going to put down as a first layer.
There's a number of Defy affiliate Facebook. Well, there's a couple Defy Facebook pages, and that the groups that I belong to. I don't have them all in front of me, so I can't post them all. But they're definitely there. I'll dig them up and send them to you.
Can't do it with that one. I was going to cut myself with it. Wonder if I can do it with that. Got to take the plastic top off, you see. Can't get any paint out.
It helps if you open them up, yeah.
Yeah, well, I thought this one was already open. Obviously not.
What is that? There's a delay in chat, so hold the phone. I'm a little bit.
Right. So we'll use this one first.
The pieces are used to create for collage pieces material, or mostly journal pages, covers for journals, artwork. They're used in other pieces of artwork. Right, Diane? kind of can't help it. Are we going to get a two-layer pull here?
Maybe.
Maybe. See?
Maybe. Don't know. Oh, there it is. Looking for the moon. Right, where's the other piece of paper? We used them now. I think I'm going to use black on this. Black. This is where we get draped in black.
And someone asked about black tissue paper.
Black tissue. Well, a nice big sheet of black tissue. I'll get it out without dropping it on it. I was thinking about the astrobite, but no, I think I'll do the tissue. This is the one where it comes through. So it's best not to use a Baron, and you're more likely to tear the paper if you're being a bit rough with it with a Baron, I think. Although that's probably just me being klutzy. So I'm going to use my fingers.
It are the little holes.
Trying to. Probably won't.
Yeah.
Right, let's pick that up. Sorry about this. Take that one out. And that one out. Lay that back down again. So I got a nice bit there. Pull that up. Get that out the way. And that out the way. And that out the way. And that. Now this is probably just going to be one colour because I'm looking at it and I'm quite liking what I see. So I might end up just doing the one. Sorry about that.
Well, the black paper can be the second color.
And we are getting a little bit of the bronze from before. There we go. Can you see that bronze little bit here?
It pops through. So there's
Not bad,
on black paper, that's 3 colors. Good job. Good job.
not bad at all. What do I do with the scissors? Oh, there they are. We're going to cut that one out. And cut them one of the back sheets off. And we'll have another go, and this time we'll use a bit more. So I'll add a little silver to it as well, I think. So we'll do the same colour, not quite so much this time. Come on. Oh, all right, more.
Okay, Liz. Let's see you Sunday at P&M's stream.
Very well.
Huh?
Okay, Liz. She's got to go.
Do my best to be there.
Hi. Yep. Hi, Debbie. Debbie says, "Sorry, I'm late to the party. I just woke up." Yeah, we're almost out the door. So there's a nice long stream you can watch
The sunrise
later.
Anthony,
Bit of that one. Bit of that one. And what have we got behind there? Oh yes, a little one of them. So we can have a bit of that. There's a lot of traffic out there these days. Quite a lot of traffic.
Are you hearing me? I have to mute because he's on the phone with work. So sorry.
I can't tell which is smooth and which isn't. I'm just going to bung it down. Right, I'm going to put some silver on this one. But I'm going to put this down first to pick up that, get as much of that detail as I can. I'm going to take that off and that off and that off. That's odd. You know, normally you put down a white one and it doesn't pick up. It doesn't leave an imprint. This one is. It's leaving an imprint. That was a white piece. So that's odd. That's good. I'm not complaining.
I never really.
Okay, Diane. Thank you for being here.
Worst comes to worst, if Anthony can get over there.
I've used some high flow medium there. Okay, high flow medium with the silver. I'm going to put this back down. All right, and lift the other side. See if we can do the same again. And I think it might be going to work. This is the iridescent silver fine fluid acrylic, so it needs a little.
Okay, Deb.
And this will probably be the last one, I reckon. Because my back is starting to ache a bit now.
Well, dear, it's been almost 3 hours, so it's no wonder.
They probably call me.
That, I think I'm going to have to leave because it is quite wet. And I want a lot of drying going on. Let me have a look and see. Now I'm going to put it immediately. I've got some selling over there because I want that to dry and I want to do another one quickly with another bit of the black. Yeah. Right, that one I'm going to leave. Okay, so you can see what happened with this one. It gets a bit overloaded and I pressed it a bit too much. But there is something there. We've got some selling. We haven't got much of the previous print left because I was a little heavy-handed, but there is the moon there, I think.
But I do like
no,
the
the spaceship. I do like that. Yeah, you can see the back end of the big spaceship. That bit. There.
Okay, Evie, you and Trish take care. Go help Trish.
Take care.
Yeah, I can see the imprint.
Yeah, not bad. Not so much of the Sparrowhawk over there, but there we go. Something.
Different.
Different. Yeah, different.
Yeah, different.
That particular color change is quite a lot darker than I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's the phthalo blue flash. I had no idea it was that intense. So we'll leave this.
Okay, Nisi, you're in my group. You and Debbie have been approved. I've got you in there. And
we've got a bit more of the spaceships there, I think. Sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead.
I'm just saying I've got a bit more of the spaceship showing through, I think. A little bit more. Not great.
More.
Terrible. And I'm going to cut this off so that I can still have some of the other paper. I should have done it the other way around. I should have got more out of it. But there we go. I didn't. So I won't. But that's a nice wide bit there. I could cut it in two and use it as two edges. Lovely.
Yep.
Yep. Well, I think that, ladies and gents, is that.
I
think we're going to leave that to develop overnight.
What an eventful stream. Your books and your spaceships and
How do I get access to be able to use TeamViewer?
Yep. It was not bad at all, was it?
Not bad at all.
Credentials to use it as the.
Yep. So, yep. Okie dokie. Thank you. When am I coming back? I don't normally stream. We both of us normally stream on Monday.
Monday. Yep.
Time. 7 o'clock UK. So there we go. That's it for now. Move that out of the way. There we are. That's a bit better. You can see it better now. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Do we do this? Do we do that?
Sharon. Oh, sorry. Beg your pardon. I was busy saying goodbye to everybody.
There you go. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.